All things are working for my good. He's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. He's intentional. Welcome to the Coaching Corner. I am Carmen. This is my broadcast. I don't have any rights to that song. I just love it. We have been talking about endings and beginnings for the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to bring you more of a business success related live. I owed you one from yesterday, so we're going to keep in the vein of endings and beginnings and have a discussion about that. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. As you are hopping on, please say hello. Hey, Etoria, how are you today? Also, please tag some folks in. I'm just going to give you some general information inspired by Trent Shelton about how to move on, move forward, let go of some things and move past some other things. So Trent says that rehabbing yourself is putting strength back into your weaknesses. Don't consider those weaknesses as a liability. You're going to be moving forward. So as we proceed into this first week of 2021 and of new beginnings, please don't keep things in your life that are destroying your life. You know what those are, whether they're habits that you have that are destroying your life, whether there are people in your life. I'm not saying that all the people in your life are destructive, but are they dragging you down? Are they being naysayers? Are they, poo-pooing your ideas, or trying to keep you at the same level that you have been at since 2020, or for the last 2 years or 5 years or 10 years? Those people, may need to lessen your exposure to them. You may need to move them out of your inner circle. So don't hold on to things. If it's habits that you haven't been preparing yourself, doing the success things, adding skills, honing skills, you've been keeping some bad habits that keep you lazy, that keep you from growing, expanding yourself, you need to move on from that. You need to let it go. Maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum, that you have had some disappointments and you're allowing those disappointments to hold you back. Trent says to see those as your biggest rescue. What can you learn from your setbacks? What can you learn from your disappointments? That is part of what we were doing yesterday. If you pay attention to my stories, when we were doing the write and burn, letting go of those negative ideas, negative thoughts, negative beliefs, past disappointments, moving on after I've learned the lessons that I needed to learn from them. Certain no's have to happen so that yes, that is meant for you, meant for your business, meant for your family, meant for your good can happen. You have to go through the no's to get to the yeses. So certain things have to end so better things can begin. Losing a job, maybe that job was stagnant for you. Maybe that job was not going to open up the potential for providing better for your family, for moving you to the next level as far as leadership, for allowing you to grow in other areas. Because sometimes it's not about the finances of the job or, the place that you live. Sometimes it's about you need to move to a different area, a different space, a different atmosphere for some spiritual growth, for some personal growth, or to be there to set you up to be a benefit in somebody else's life, so that you needed to either learn the lesson or be available to teach the lesson that other people need to learn. So it's all connected. So you might have to end something, and it looks like an ending that you hadn't anticipated or that you didn't really want or plan for, but it's necessary because you wanted to stay. Ooh, somebody tried to stay where they are. They didn't want to grow. They didn't want to change. They liked their comfy spot. They liked their cozy spot. You need to get up and get out and move on and do something different. I don't know who you are, but you're sitting tight where you are because it's safe. You're sitting tight where you are because it's safe, not because it benefits you, not because it benefits your family, not because it benefits your community. There is more work for you to do, and you're not doing it. So it's time for you to move on. I don't know who that's meant for, but it's time for you to move on to your next level. Got you. I am going to check back with you later for sure, Itoria. So, yeah, I got sidetracked by that little message. All right. Ooh, I don't even know. That message was out there and it's not letting me get off of that message. I think I shared with you guys, I made a move last year that I was frankly petrified of doing. Hey, Mamie, what's up? What's happening? And I knew it was for my good, but I didn't really want to change, even though the familiar was stagnant, even though I really did need a fresh start spiritually, atmospherically. And I did a lot of praying. I had a lot of anxiety about it. And so you can relate, Itoria, but it was the best thing I had ever done. It lifted a lot of weight off of my shoulders. It kind of cleared my vision, that I could breathe again, that I could see clearly again, that I could act more positively once I did this big change that needed to happen. And again, thanks to everybody who supported that change, who helped me make that change. I could not have done it without you, friends, family, etc. I'm saying that to give you an example of moving out of your comfort zone, moving out of the familiar, and stepping out, even though it may cause you to be nervous, it may cause you to have a little panic, stepping out in faith and setting up the rest of the things that need to be around you to support the change. When I made the change, this is starting year 3 with my current company. When I made that change 3 years ago, I had no plan at all to go back into this area of online biz. I had no plan. I did not want anything to do with network marketing. Didn't even know what attraction marketing was at that time, but it kept calling me back and I could not resist the opportunity. And I was petrified to put myself out there. And what's more, put myself out there in ways that I had never put myself out there in the previous 2 companies. A lot of growth and a lot of stretching. Yes, God is, Lynn. You are absolutely right, Miss Lynn. I appreciate you. So when you get the move from the spirit, from your gut, from the intuition, and you keep getting these nudges, and you're ignoring them, don't do that. If you're constantly getting poked in your spirit, in your gut, that you need to do XYZ, or it's time to move on to ABC, you cannot let that go. Things that are divinely appointed for you are for you. You have to, again, reach out to people who have the skills where you're going, which is what I did all the personal development, still doing personal development, which is what I was going to share with you, but got derailed by the message. So I am allowing myself to be used. You have to go with that, because that is where you are being led, where your footsteps are more sure, more stable, And if you continue in that vein, more experts, more support, more doors will be open to you, more favor will be shown to you. It's about listening to the urges, listening to the intuition. It's about listening to the unction to move in a different way. I know we don't talk about that very much, but there it is. So, whew, Trent said, peace is something that you'll never experience if you're trying to control things you can't control. And this has been coming up a lot for me lately because I admit it. Raise your hand if it's you too. I'm a control freak. Even though I have faith and I believe in God, I want, all the answers right now, right away. I want to see clearly where we're going. I want previews of coming attractions to tell me this is the right thing. But like I said, if you're listening, if you are tuned in, if you are talking to God and listening to where he's leading, you got that. And he's telling you, you got this. But most of us don't listen. Most of us don't obey. Most of us don't follow through. So stop trying to control things you can't control. The plan has already been worked out. The only thing that changes the plan, folks, and this is guilty for me, and I'm putting myself out there too. The only thing that changes the plan is when you don't obey, when you don't follow through, when you ignore where you're being led. If certain people in the Bible had to be called 3 times to say, hey, wake up, let's go. I want you to go out and do, he keeps knocking, he keeps pushing, he keeps urging, and you need to follow through or the plan can't work. It's not God, it's you. The plan can't work if you don't do. So I know doing is hard. I know not being able to control all the things is hard. I understand. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm working very hard on, relaxing and having to control all the things. So people who are successful because they're intentional, because they're consistent in doing the things they need to do, because they are really honed in on what their purpose is and how the steps they have to take to deliver on that purpose, to realize that purpose. So if this is making sense, give me some flowers in the comments. If you have, been pushed, pricked, poked by this message, I did what I needed to do. Again, sometimes the spirit moves differently, and that's where the spirit was going. That wasn't where I was intending to go, but I surrender to being used when I need to be used. If you have any questions about doing what I do and the opportunities in my organization, drop biz in the comments below. I would love to talk to you, tell you how we have things set up to help you succeed in what you do, how we have things set up to help other people through you. Because what I was also intending to talk to you about and will be talking to you about in the future is success. I am reading a Tommy Newberry book about success. It's from a Christian perspective, not just talking about alignment and spirituality and manifesting. It's from a godly perspective that your success is already designed, it's already guaranteed. So be looking forward to that. I will be talking about that in the coming weeks as I get through the text and sharing with you what that means. At the next opportunity, we will talk about what success is. So I look forward to sharing that with you. If you're not on the VIP list, drop VIP in the comments below. and I will get you on the VIP list. If you're catching me on YouTube, be sure to thumbs up me and subscribe. Also, feel free to shoot me some recommendations for future broadcasts in the vein of personal development, health and wellness, mindset, all of the things. So I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me. I thank you in advance for sharing me out, either from YouTube or from Facebook. Tell Facebook you want to favorite me and see me in your news feed. First, I would appreciate it. And I will see you guys later. Have a great afternoon.